Hi guys, so in a previous video I had mentioned that I was in therapeutic foster care. And I didn't want to explain it in that video because it's going to take a few minutes. So let's talk about it. Therapeutic foster care. Um, it's like foster care but with like extra steps. So like more restricted, I should say, like more rules. So there's regular foster care. You'll go most likely through your foster care agency, which would be like here in Washington or Greene County, it's CYS, which is Children and Youth Services. Other places it's like called CPS, Child Welfare. They're all the same. I can only speak for like where I live, southwestern Pennsylvania, that it's called CYS. That's like the main big, that's like the people that you would call to report like an abusive parent, or CYS would get involved if, like in my case, it was truancy. So CYS would get involved with that. And then they can go, if you do need to go into foster care, they can like outsource you, I guess is the word, to like other foster care agencies. So like the foster care agency that I was placed through at first, regular foster care, was called Try Again Homes, which is now Blueprints. Which I would eventually like to like partner with them sooner or later and volunteer and learn things from them. Then when I went into therapeutic foster care, because they back then thought I was bipolar. So I was misdiagnosed as bipolar, when in fact I have ADHD, and I am on that spectrum somewhere. Yay. So I found that out as an adult, which would have been nice if I would have known that as a child. Any hoozles. So they put me in therapeutic foster care because I had to go in and out of different psychiatric hospitals. I was a cutter back in the day. So like, and I would run away. So regular foster care, yes, you'll have people who need psychiatric help. But therapeutic foster care has to be recommended by a psychiatrist. The agency that I was with at the time was called Northwestern Human Services. Not sure if they're still a thing, honestly. I don't know. The building's not there anymore. It's like a whole different business now. But so yeah, I wasn't. But yeah, they sent me to Northwestern Human Services. One of the psychiatric hospitals I stayed at said she needs extra help, but she doesn't need to be like locked up. So that's when they had decided to send me into therapeutic foster care. I don't remember all the rules. I just remember that I was not allowed to get a job, and I was not allowed to learn how to drive, which kind of sucked as a teenager. But yeah, like a lot more rules. I was not really allowed out of the sight of my foster parents. Like when I was in regular foster care, if I wanted to go hang out with a friend, that was fine. If I wanted to go walk down to the park, cool. If I wanted to just like, do anything, I was most likely allowed unless I had like really crappy foster parent, which that happens. Or you get lucky and have great ones. I got lucky when I was 15 and I stayed with my foster family who kept me until I was 18 years old. They have both since passed. They were awesome people. But I wasn't allowed out of their sight, which was very annoying as a teenager. Like, okay, I mean, I was allowed to go to the bathroom, take showers and stuff. So like, obviously like that was a thing, but any after school activities, one of my foster parents had to be there, or any of the adults in my foster parents' life, like my foster parents' daughter. Both of my foster parents' daughters were allowed to take me places, or their daughter-in-law. My foster dad just refused to be around the girls by themselves for obvious reasons, don't need things said. So he was always there, but he would refuse to take us to appointments and stuff because he's like, no, I will not be alone with one of the foster girls. I do not need anything said. And honestly, that's the smartest thing any like dude can do, like any man can do. Just don't do that. So, yeah, I wasn't allowed to have like any sense of privacy outside of using the bathroom or taking a shower. So yeah, you also get less foster children. I mean, unless you have like a smaller house or whatever. I had the same set of foster parents twice through 2 different agencies, because I first went to her when I was like 14. I stayed there for 3 months. I was finishing a year of school, and then I left. Then I was back in and out of psychiatric hospitals and other foster homes. Then my last trip to the psychiatric hospital was somewhere in like 2005, beginning of 2006, around that time. And they were trying to figure out what to do with me. And I said, I don't, if I go into, I want to be back with my one set of foster parents. I was the happiest with Carol and Melvin. That's what their names are. I was happy with them. And that's when I found, around that time is when I found out they switched agencies and started working for a therapeutic foster care agency. And I actually I actually advocated for myself. I said, listen, I talked to my psychiatrist at the psych ward. I said, listen, I want to go. I was happier with this family. They treated me awesome. So I said, but they do therapeutic foster care now, and I need a recommendation for that. And he actually, I forget the doctor's name there. I was like 15 years old. But he listened to me. And that's what made me happy. I knew myself well enough to know that I was going to be happier in my foster parents' home and back with them. So he made it work. He had me recommended for therapeutic foster care. We went to my caseworker, and my caseworker was like, okay, well, I agree to that. So I had to still go through court, which was fun, back and forth, in and out of juvenile court, which is weird because the judge is not a judge in juvenile court, at least not in our area. They were called a master, a juvenile master. There is no way I am calling any dude master. That's some like weird kink stuff. No. I still said judge. It's just like, no, I just thought it was weird. Like, it's like beside the point. But I just thought I had to throw that out there. Like, yeah, they were called juvenile masters, and I don't like the term master. Like, no, you're a judge, sir. You are a judge. You have the little outfit on, whatever. You're a judge. You are not my master. I do not like that. It's almost like, oh, yeah, just call me daddy. No, I don't like it. So, yeah, the judge basically said, okay, well, I guess we can recommend you for therapeutic foster care. And luckily enough, my judge was actually pretty cool at the time. I will actually say that he worked with me well, even if I was a shitty teenager. He worked with me well. I told him that's what I want to do. I want to be back in their house. I was happier there. I won't run away. So it did. It worked out for me. They put me into therapeutic foster care. But, oh my God, the rules were so insane. Like, when I was living with them in regular foster care, so different. It was just like not being at home, having some rules, but I wasn't at home. Therapeutic, man. Oh my God. I like living with them, but it was so weird. Once a week, I had a therapist come to the house. And he, the rules, even hitting a pillow was known as aggression. So, you don't want me to beat up my foster sister, but you'll yell at me if I hit a pillow. Okay, most therapists recommend that. It was just so weird. The rules, it was so, what's that word? They micromanaged everything I do. They even had, a shower chart, make sure that I took a shower. They had, they wanted, everything, they were meticulous, oh, you have to put a star here if you brushed your teeth or brushed your hair, which I get. So they were kind of infantilizing me in a way. I am a teenager, and y'all were treating me like I'm 5 or 6 years old, and it was weird. It was just a weird experience. But I liked being in that family. So if I had to deal with some extra bullshit, it worked out. I shouldn't be cussing as much because I'm trying to be as professional as I can. But part of this whole me doing the Unforgotten Fosters, I want our agency to eventually, you know, when it blossoms, I don't really care so much about us pretending to be professional, because we're not. We are not. We are meant to, at least me and my sister, we're definitely we got some mental health issues, and we're going to have some moments. And I want to be open about that. I want our thing to be like, I just want to be open. I want to be honest, and my honesty comes with the fact that some up there is a little there's some things going on up here like that. I wish it wasn't, but it is. So yeah, I just want to talk. I can't remember all of therapeutic foster care, but there's like different levels. Oh, there is another thing. So in therapeutic foster care, you can become foster care plus, which is literally just like regular foster care, but through the therapeutic foster care agency. So my foster sister, two of my foster sisters, eventually they had such amazing behaviors that they were upgraded to therapeutic foster care plus. So they were actually allowed to go and get a job, which OVR helped them. They were able to get a job. They were able to, I don't know if they were able to learn how to drive. My one foster sister was able to have a cell phone. Obviously with some rules and times to be allowed on it, which back in that day was that time where, you know, the minutes were free after like 9 o'clock. So that was always fun, which leads me to one funny story. So she had a Sprint cell phone back then. So this is like about 2007 at the time. So she had a Sprint cell phone. The Sprint customer service people probably hated us. So if you know anything about Sprint, especially back then, like after 9 o'clock, your minutes are free, or you have to pay by the minute, or however that works. When your phone gets shut off through Sprint, and you literally can't, obviously you can't call nobody, you can't talk to anybody except for customer service. And we were foster kids in a very country-like environment. We lived on a dirt road. Our neighbors were literally cows. Moo. Okay? Moo cows, which was awesome. I actually got to go and talk to them and pet them because I like animals better than people. So we only were able to talk to the customer service people. So we would just call them and just like randomly just prank them all the time. And like they probably hated, like they definitely hated us. But because of their job, they had to be like so like professional about it. So like sometimes you can trick them and they would give you some extra minutes, you know, to be cool. You know, you were able to trick them to give them a sob story. We'll add another 150 minutes to your plan. You know, people probably ruin their credit with it. I don't know. But my one foster brother was living with us at the time. His name was Hassan. Rest in peace, man. I do miss that kid so much. He did die young. He was sick, like physically disabled and sick. But he got a hold of the phone, and like in as a deep voice as he could, he's like, oh no, not in a deep voice. He's like, oh, my husband's about to have a baby. I can't even call 911. How are you going to do this to me? I need my phone on so I can call 911 because my husband's about to have a baby. That's it. That was just the funniest thing I can think of because, yeah, we did prank those Sprint people. So if you work for Sprint back in 2007 and you had to deal with this, I would like to say sorry, but I'm not sorry because we had to entertain ourselves. We literally had cows as neighbors and lived in the middle of nowhere. So y'all were getting pranked. And that was my favorite thing. You know, Hassan just, my husband's about to have a baby. Oh my God, I do miss him. Anyways, thank you for listening.